Mark.
Mark.
Hey, sorry about that.
Hey.
Took me a little longer than I thought to sign in. Sorry about that.
No problem. Hello, Mark. Nice to see you. It's Gerard from Club Las in Brazil.
Yeah.
Now it's a little bit online. Good to see you again, bro. It's so long time, man.
Yeah. How's the motorcycle?
Yeah, it's fine. It's still in my garage there, and since 1 year and a half, I'm living now in Germany again. Yeah, we went all called back and to go to home office, and so we were trying to keep this running even from the distance.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, we had to find new ways, and this is one of them. Instead of doing so many slots and interviews with so many different journalists taking so much time, we put them all together, doing like an online press conference. It's very good, like we did it with some artists before, and it's very dynamic. And you will see the 1 hour will fly, and will pass very fast. I want to introduce you Marcos Franke. He's our head of promo in South America. He's still in Sao Paulo organizing everything, I think. And we have about 30 journalists from 5 countries over here.
All right.
So yeah, don't lose any time anymore. Let's go. Let's get rumbled. Okay. Thank you, Mark, for your support, and hope see you in person very soon.
I know. That's what I'm hoping. Damn it.
Okay, go ahead.
Samuel will help me out with Spanish translations. He helps me out with everything related to press with Spanish-speaking people. So I will leave him for the Spanish-speaking people when they have questions in Spanish. It's time for Made in Metal. It's your turn.
Hello, Mark. It's Tony Gonzalez from Made in Metal, Spain.
All right.
Yes, let me tell you that I'm here in Spain, but I was born in Cuba. I knew the band with the first LP, the Ultraviolence, in 1987. I remember that somebody brings a copy, and this man lived 5 hours by train from my house, but I took some cassettes. It was in 1987, and traveled the 5 hours to record the Ultraviolence. There's in another city called Cienfuegos. Cuba is a country where I know that it's mostly possible that your band never plays, because it's very complicated, every day more complicated. And now that I'm remembering this, I remember that Testament, Exodus, and Death Angel play live on Friday, February 28, 2020, at Vista Alegre, Madrid. Some fans from the audience got COVID, or maybe they went to the concert with COVID, nobody knows. And then a few days later, all the frontiers were closed. What do you remember from these days? Did you have time to get back to USA, or you were stuck in the middle of Europe with all closed? And I knew that Will Carroll got sick, and I would like to ask you, I know that now, is he okay? How was the general feeling in the band is my question.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was crazy when we were on tour there. I absolutely remember the show in Madrid completely. And these were, the shows there, the crazy thing was they were spectacular. All the shows were going great. The show in Madrid was also spectacular. And I remember the energy. We did photo shoots out in the streets too. And we kept hearing at the time about this pandemic, kind of happening everywhere, little by little. It was almost like it was chasing us, through all throughout Europe. But you didn't know, because no one really knew about it, about what to expect or what not to expect. And, if the shows were going to happen or they weren't. And at first they were all happening. And then we kept, as deeper as it got into the tour, they would tell us this show might not happen, this show will happen. And that's why it kind of got sketchy. And then all of a sudden I remember they canceled a show in Italy, our one show in Italy that was supposed to happen. So we weren't even allowed to drive through Italy. So we did, and we detoured and we went to Spain first. So our next show would have been Barcelona. So we had 2 days off in Barcelona, and then we played there. And then the following day we played Madrid. And then by this point, more and more countries were closing, but we'd already been to those countries. And then, so when it boiled down to it, we really got to the very end, and only one show other than the Italian show got canceled. So only 2 shows got canceled, but had it been, we got there sooner, then those shows would have been canceled too. So it got really scary. And then, people started getting sick, but we didn't know, because we didn't know how to test for COVID or anything. And it was just such an odd feeling. And when the last show was in Brussels, and then we got to the airport in time, but right after we got to back to San Francisco or the States, it was only a few days later where they closed down the borders for international travels. So we did make it home, but it was right just in time. And then Will did, got very ill after, and he had to, he was in the hospital, and they put him in a coma for 2 weeks, and it was very scary. And now he's doing great. He's doing great. He's in the best shape he's been in years. He appreciates his life more than he ever has, and he's practicing more, and he's playing better than he ever has. So it's great to see him now. He's clear-eyed and happy, and it's given him, a new, I hate to be so cheesy, but it has given him, a new outlook on life, and he appreciates it more than ever, and we appreciate him being behind us playing better than ever, Yeah.
Yes. Fortunately, we are here, we are alive, and the band is ready to kick ass again. So give my regard to Will. I hope to see him again here in Spain.
Yes, we'll be back. We'll be back, and we can't wait.
Thank you very much.
Oi, Marcos. Hi, Mark. How are you?
I'm great. How you doing, my man?
A bit of a headache, but that's okay.
There you go. He'll pass.
It will pass for sure. Well, thank you for this interview. And my first question of 2 is, how came this idea to select these bastard tracks for this concert? And how was to even play some of these songs for the first time live?
Yeah, I mean, the selecting process for, how we came up with the whole idea was, we knew we were going to, get on stage and play together again, but we knew we couldn't do it in front of a crowd. And so we wanted to at least get on a stage rather than just our rehearsal room. So we came up with the idea. We booked a venue in San Francisco, and then we came up with the idea to do a stream or, a broadcast of the show. And we thought, like, what would get the people's attention? What could we do, to really get, the true Death Angel fan, involved in something. And so we came up with this because we figured, why don't we do songs that we rarely play live or that we've never played live? And that way, it'll affect the true Death Angel fan even more so, because we're doing something, something rare and something special for them. And if I went back to say, being a metal fan myself, and when I'm with my friends and we go see a band play live that I've seen quite a few times, like, I already know there's certain songs they're always going to do, And the cool thing about metal is, unlike other genres of music, we don't just go to iTunes and buy one song, or go to Spotify and listen to one song. We tend to buy the whole album and listen to the whole album. And that's the problem with you go and see your bands live, because you're going to get quite a few of the mainstays that they always play live with some spot on songs, where this one is just all these B-sides and stuff that we've never played live or haven't played in a decade or so. So we just wanted to affect them the way me and my friends are affected. Like, when me and my friends are at a concert and they play a song that we weren't expecting, we're like, oh, yeah. And I'll hit them, I can't believe they're playing this, So he wanted to hopefully put together a set of songs that people couldn't believe we were playing live again. Yeah.
All right. And another question is about the Black Sabbath cover. This was the first choice for the band, or no?
Well, here's the thing is, when we play live, whenever we headline, we tend to do a cover song, and we've gone on tours where we played one particular cover song over the course of an entire tour. Like we've done Heaven and Hell live. We've done some Kiss songs live. But there was one year we played a Christmas show up here, and we opened the entire set with Falling Off the Edge of the World. And all these people, you know, went crazy for it. And we never really played it live after that. And so we said, well, if we're doing a headlining show, we might as well make it authentic and throw in a cover song. And pretty much the cover song that we've rarely played live the most was Falling Off the Edge of the World, which we think is, of course, a magnificent song, but it was just kind of to make the live set seem even more authentic. Yeah.
Pamela Calderon, it's your turn. She's from iRock, Chile.
All right.
Hello. Thank you, Marcos. Hello, Mark. How's everything going on?
Good. How are you?
Fine.
All right.
Well, first of all, I would like to say congrats for releasing the raster tracks. It's really nice to have new music, especially during this terrible times due to the pandemic. Well, my question is that in many people's lives, you know, it has helped them cope with difficult times, just like the ones that we are facing now. What would you consider that Angel's greatest strength, which has allowed you to continue through all these years?
Wow. Let's see. And first, thank you, by the way. Yeah.
You're welcome.
And I think just one of our greatest strengths is, for one, not giving up. And even though we're from the Bay Area, you know, and the Bay Area has the San Francisco, like, Bay Area thrash sound to a certain degree, we've definitely carved our own niche of it. You know, we have our own sound within it. And I think that would be because we're not afraid to really venture outside the box of just pure thrash. And we would definitely, you know, by doing acoustic songs or, you know, vocal harmonies or, you know, slower songs and whatnot. And we're just not afraid to do that. And it's not often met with, you know, positivity, by the way. So I think that's the problem. Yeah, we're not afraid to kind of push the envelope. And but I think by that, it's opened a lot of people's minds to what we do. And when we first started doing it, maybe it was foreign to them. And now that we've done it over the years, people have almost grown to appreciate the fact that we aren't afraid to really push the envelope of thrash to a certain degree. And I don't mean by making it faster or making it heavier, just making it more diverse. Yeah,
right. Absolutely. It seems like for some people, it's really difficult to think outside the box. But in your case, guys, you're continue doing what you like.
Yeah, exactly. and hoping that you guys like it as well. That's the problem.
Of course. Yeah. Well, I would like to ask you if would you consider that the Angel sound has evolved since you started, guys, back in '82?
Oh, absolutely. The sound has evolved immensely. And I mean, because in the earliest days in '82, it was more of a new wave of British heavy metal, you know?
Yeah.
And then, of course, like with everything, you know, because we were fans and still are, you gravitate to, ooh, I love that. Now I want to hear heavier. And we did that, you know, with bands from, you know, then it went to, you know, from Priest and Maiden to, you know, and then of course you start finding bands, you know, Motorhead. And then when we discovered Metallica and Exodus and Slayer, Venom, all this stuff, you keep wanting to get heavier and heavier. And with us, that's what we did. We eventually got heavier and faster from the new wave of British heavy metal stuff. And then, you know, your mind just keeps expanding and you just let all these other influences get in. And I think at a certain point, we almost got a little too lost and too experimental. And so, yeah, but it happens. And then we kind of reined it back in. And I think it's just kind of, now we do have, you know, a firm grasp on thrash, but we will push the envelope. But I think since now the songwriting is narrowed from when it used to be like 4 principal songwriters. And now since Andy and Dennis have left, the main principal songwriters is me and Rob. So it's a lot more consistent. The records seem a lot more consistent now. And we really, you know, we've become a really strong songwriting team together. And I think we stay focused. We're much more concise. but yet we still aren't afraid to venture outside the box, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you, Mark. And as you said, please continue releasing new records, continue doing what you do the best, which is play heavy, which is play metal music. So thank you so much. And like my other colleague said, please, you're always welcome here to play in South America, to Chile, and especially to my country, Peru. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
I'd love it. Yes, of course.
Thank you. Thank you, Marcos. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Take care.
Yeah, you too.